Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Gina and I do a lot of videos about art, journaling, bullet journal, planning, everything stationery art related, and also about wellness. Today I have a fun flip through of my finished bullet journal. I used this bullet journal from Archer and Olive from the month of February and March all the way up to August. So yeah, I have a fun flip through. If I have shaky hands, I could not find my tripod for the life of me. So I had to hold the phone with one hand. Hope you understand that. So yeah, this is a A5 bullet journal from Archer and Olive. And this was illustration at the on the inside. I had this card. This card is actually from Jason Agenda subscription box. It says money loves me and I like it. So I always put it here. I'm gonna put it away because I'm gonna put it on my new journal. And the cover is a glitter cover that is from Archer and Olive as well. You can see the name in the back. I'm gonna link the covers and the journals down below for you to check them out if you're interested in getting them. So yeah, I like to do my own illustration in the inside covers if the covers doesn't have uh something here in this part. Lately, I Trend Olive has been doing a pattern or foil pattern here, so I don't need to do an illustration. But I actually like that, and I I did this illustration about rainbow always comes after the rain because when I started this bullet journal, I was going through a difficult change in my work slash home life, like that balance and routine. So it was a lot of change and with unexpected things. So I needed to do something like that as a reminder that, after difficult times, also always comes rainbow, always comes good things to look forward to. And I really love this illustration. I did this with Copic alcohol markers because it was a hardcover, so I didn't have to worry about the flip through and anything. So yeah. And this awkward page, I used to often glue it, but I didn't. I thought I was gonna put like a quote or something here, and I didn't. So it's just empty. I started this with dailies first because I didn't know what I was gonna do. When you start a bullet journal and you don't know what to do, I love this illustration. It says, "Manifesting my dreams." Yeah, yeah, I did this by the way. Always start with dailies. Always. Actually, something that writer Carol, the creator of bullet journal, uh, mentioned. Like, start from the basics. Start with dailies. Is also is less expectations, if you want to say, and you start from the basics. Sometimes I do more. After a few days, I realized that I wanted a weekly. I love the weekly when you have like a. I'm currently doing this type of weekly when I do events and I run into do list for the list. I did the Alderstein method, but I really don't like the Alderstein method. I mean, I don't like it. Something in that thing I've tried multiple times. I do a variation of it in my habits. For that, I loved it. But for task, no. So I do like today is actually holidays, birthdays, of that of my own events, and then my daughter and my husband. So that's what I'm doing, and then I wanted to do list for the whole week. If you see random illustrations, this is Karol G, my favorite artist. If you see random illustrations like that, it's because if I see an empty space and I go back and draw something because I feel like drawing something. And it reminds me of those high school of the note. I mean, I was like that in school, in high school and elementary, that if I get bored and anxious, I always go to the back of the notebook and draw a whole bunch of things and write and lettered. That's how and when my love for journaling, lettering, writing, art, and all of that started. And it's the same thing here. If I am planning my day and I have my book open, my notebook open, doing things, and all of a sudden I get this urge to draw something, I don't have my sketchbook with me, I go back to old weeklies and start creating illustrations like that. The majority of them are with just pen, but I always go back and do them because I like that. So you're gonna see a lot of that in empty weeklies. So this is April. I was doing my own tabs with a punch that I have, and this is how I do my month. I have a lot of videos about how I do my month in my bullet journal. If you're interested, I will link a few of the videos below if you're interested to see. And this is the dailies. I was starting doing some dailies, and then I went to weeklies. I was doing this type of weekly when the bands are here, and I would put the to-dos, running to-do list like that. And I did it this way to include this schedule is from 7 to 12 is an hourly, because at this time I was at home on leave from my day job, and I had to figure it out, schedule or a routine for my daughter's school that she was starting, and there's a lot of figuring out. So I need to figure out the meals, and I need to figure out the schedule. And this is the weekly I came up with. I came from this bound system from Jay's Agenda, and this is the bullet journal that I went back to because of my change in routines and everyday life. And at the moment, I needed that extremely flexibility on my life and schedule, and that's the reason why I went for bullet journal. And this is me figuring it out. So this is a spread. I will color code here some of the categories so I know when I did what, and figured out a routine for myself and my family. And this is the running to task. Oh, dailies. I don't like to put dailies. I figured it out. Like, I like running to do lists for the entire week. Sometimes I put categories in them, and sometimes I don't. And because I don't want to rewrite a task, and it gives me anxiety to like have a whole bunch of unchecked things that I planned myself for the day and I didn't do them. So yeah, I went back for the same schedule. This is how it looked after the pen. I color code the categories, and I will write what I did and when. I was also trying to be more consistent in social media, so I had that there. And the events, I like how it looks. It looks so colorful. Colorful spreads like that make me happy. So seeing things like that, even though it was extremely busy, like it makes me happy. And I do this way because when it comes to me, I am a very visual. I'm a visual learner. I cannot have black and white things. I need colors and different fonts and stuff like that to tell my brain what is important and what not, and what to do when and how. This is how my brain works. If you are a visual learner like me, color coding with colors like that, even the task is helpful to do. That's how I do it. If I'm going fast, apologies. I have a lot to go through. So yeah, I did the no, this is me, but I didn't do the schedule here. This is the running to the week. This is the weekly. This is the weekly, and it was the daily or the after the daily part. So I had the meal prep thing here because I was figuring out a whole bunch of spreads for and meals for my daughter. It was a whole figuring. April was a whole lot of figuring things out for our family in terms of my daughter's routine and all of that. So it was a lot. And also we were sick a whole bunch. She was getting her immune system developed, and all the viruses that she never had during the pandemic. She had it during this spring month. So it was a lot to take in. So yeah, this is May, the same monthly. If you're interested to see how this monthly works, follow me on this channel if you're new to this channel. And I'm very productivity focus. I know, as you can see, I know how to do art and lettering, but I use a lot of stickers because when it comes to my bullet journal, productivity is the key. I did this spread with this the whole. Oh, this is my menstrual cycle, by the way. I also explained this on my channel, and I'm gonna link how my wellness spreads works in my channel. This is my running to-do list for the month, and I'll call this adulting. That's my adulting page. Yeah, I know I see these numbers. These numbers are not current, are no longer current. They are no longer how our bills and income and all of that is totally different. So these numbers are not the way it is at the moment. So yeah, this is on my meal and because I have IBS and all that. So meals for my husband and my daughter because I was figuring out a whole lot of things. Grocery list per week and meal ideas to see what I was going to do and the weeklies. In May, I was still trying to do this, but I started failing on filling in the hours. More doodles that I did when I was bored or anxious, and I had this empty space at the end of the week, and I went back and did it. So, yeah, a lot of health issues. So, this is a little bit of journaling when I was having a lot of health issues here because my hormones are all over the place. So I was figuring out a whole lot of things, and journaling helps. Again, I was failing to fill out the hourly because at this moment, routines were a lot of repetitive. So I kind of came up with a routine that didn't need the hourly. More doodles that I went back because Eddie's page ended up being empty. So I went back and did a whole bunch of things. Yeah, this was me in high school. I remember, yeah, my classmate used to steal my notebooks to copy my homework because I was one of the only ones that did homework, and but they will find a whole bunch of doodles and things like that all the time. Another weekly. This time, as you can see, you don't see more hourly. I stopped doing them because I figure like, why? I do a review of the month when I kind of brainstorm what happened to come up with goals. In June, I started doing goals for myself in per category because I really wanted to accomplish some things, and that's why I started doing these reviews to do some goals here. This was my cover for June. My super busy monthly running to do list with adulting. You don't see any bills and all of that because I really don't track my bills in my bullet journal. If I do, it's because I have unique bills that month that needs to get done. My menstrual cycle with astrology. I love astrology to track the moon and align my habits with the astrology is being helpful. If you are an astrology aficionado, you understand what I am trying to do here. If not, that's okay. I'm trying to align my workout with my menstrual cycle because I have PCOS and my energy levels are not the same during my cycle. This is my meal and I prep tracker, IBS tracker. I will put all my meals here, my notes about IBS. In this Dutch store is my husband and my daughter. And this is the grocery. And here are the food and supplements. With this, I will know if there's something here, the symptom happened because of my food or because of my supplement. Turns out that I was not consistent with some of my supplements, as you can see here, and a lot of the symptoms was because of that, more than triggers per with food. If you suffer from IBS or any other gut situation, you understand what I'm trying to do here. I explain this further on my channel. You can look up the video. I'm gonna link to how the wellness work, and so you can check that video out. This is a weekly this style when 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 I was in May, sorry. I tried to see. It's like a week in one page, and the same week in one page. It's a different style. I forgot the name of this type of weekly. And the same here. This is one of the illustrations that I had. That I did for August. This was the summer for July. I mean, this is summer. I did these illustrations. Because I didn't go anywhere, but at least in my mind I went to the beach, even though I didn't. This is, I love to do this bird. It's my pet. I have this bird. Her name is Sunny, and I love her to death. So I always do her, draw her in my summer spread somehow, because I love her. She's my love. She's my first child. This is July. That was June, sorry. This is July. I apologize. I'm all over the place today. I've been doing a lot, and I'm trying to film as much as I can. There was a task. This time I divided it like this. I've been doing this lately, my adulting page, I call that. And I was trying to do, I separate my own calendar, and I was trying to come up with a social media calendar that I didn't even use. But that's what I was trying to do. Adulting that I didn't even fill up for myself. My IBS, no, my PCOS tracker, my cycle, astrology, and my habits. I did really good on habits, but forgot to track a few weeks. I get a lot of information from this. And my meals of this month with all this thing, I started doing this. This is my mood and sleep tracker. I like to track my triggers. These are my triggers. I see patterns here, and I see causes here. This is what it is. I can read patterns, and I can what happened and what caused it. Because to me, it's really good and cute to color your mood and all of that, but why you feel that way, what you can do about it. So this is also in my wellness video. I'm going to link down below so I can explain a little bit further, but this is summarize what it is. I can see the patterns of behavior, and I can see the causes of them. So I can know. And this type of weekly, I did this inspiring Toreen Marie bullet journal. She's an Australian bullet journaler that I love. She's stopped doing videos lately, but I love her. She's very good. I did this a type of weekly, and my review here is when all of those trackers that you see, all of the information I get from them, I write them here. So when I go back to a month to see what happened, this is what I write, what I read, instead of all the dots and lines and all that. So I can see what to do, and based on what I have learned about my own health, body, and circumstances, I come here and do some goals that I work and put them on the different spreads in my bullet journal. For example, this is my household management. I did the daily chores here. So the adulting page, and then my own calendar with my content planner, my cycle with the respective habits that I get from the goals in the front, the meals. I stopped doing this. So in the grocery list, so I modified my meal spread because of that for the month of September. My sleep and mood, I added this part of notes, so I can all of this is summarized here, so I can go back. It's from my future self that I can go back and see what happened here and what I can do about it. I tried to do a schedule because I was going back to work in September, so and I was trying to figure out what to do with my routine one more time. I did this quarterly styled weekly, because actually I was running out of page, and I had just a few pages left in my bullet journal. So this is the review, and this is the end of the journal. See, I just have one page left, and that was it. So that was my bullet journal. It was a lot of figuring out, but I think the system is all about figuring out in your life, and that's why I loved it, and I'm sticking with it. So yeah, if you have any question, if I went too fast and you didn't understand something, please let me know in the comments and I'll gladly answer to you your questions and concerns. So whatever you want to talk to me about. Yeah. So thanks for watching. Hope you liked it and you get some ideas for your own practices in bullet journal. See you next time. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel if you are new. Glad if you stick around to the very end. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And see you next time. Bye.